This is the first time ngayon may cash advance ng confidential fund, but I was made to sign it.
You were made to sign it. By whom? Are you forced to sign the document?
Who ordered you to sign the document?
Not really ordered, but I was requested by...
Yes, who requested you to sign the document?
by-
Nakakatanggap po ba kayo ng envelope? Yung totoo po, ma'am. Remember, you are under oath.
Yes, sir.
Magkakano?
Come on, tell us the truth here.
I was requested, sir, in a nice way.
Thing is this, you received an envelope 9 times, am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that not a form of pressure? Why are you being given an envelope?
It's just an allowance from the Vice President.
Hindi nila kinakailangan pagtakpan pa yung nagbigay sa iyo eh. Because the fact is this, she would think that to be corruption. Oh, therefore, yung pagbigay ng allowance sa iyo is actually subtle bribery.
Kayo po yung accountant, di po ba?
Yes,
Matanong
sir.
ko po kayo, saan po nanggaling na pondo, ang source of fund, nung allowance na binigay sa inyo? Nag-iisip lang ako dun sa sinabi mo na noong binigyan ka ng unang sobre, sinabi mo kagad, ang tanong mo kagad eh, galing ba ito sa confidential fund? Tama po ba yung pagkarinig ko?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bakit ganun ang tanong mo?
Because honestly, I'm wondering ba't ako bibigyan.
You cannot escape that kasi sa dami ng inimbestigahan ko, basta nakikita yung signature na nandun yung signature, papailang ka ng kaso ng investigador.
Sobrang nakakagulat na balita. Grabe, Vice President Sara Duterte, nilaglag na sa confidential fund, binuking ng Chief of Accountant ni Duterte. Ayon sa nakalap nating impormasyon, kumanta na sa Congress si Runa Cantalan, kumanta inutusan daw siya ni Duterte. Palagi daw siya pinapipirma ni VP sa confidential fund, bawal daw siya hindi mag-oo kay Duterte. Pag sinabi daw kasi ni VP kailangan niya pirmahan, meron daw siya makukuha na sobre. Pero ang talagang gumulat di umano sa mga congressman ay 9 na beses siya sinuhulan ni Duterte. Tara panoorin natin.
Miss Catalan, nakapag-oath na po ba kayo? Last hearing, nakapag-oath na? Okay. Yes, please continue, Congressman Paduano.
Ma'am, are you still with the DepEd?
Yes, Your Honor.
And please tell us about your present position in DepEd.
I've been the Chief Accountant since 2010
Until now.
until now.
Until now. So, you're aware of this liquidation report that was submitted by COA to this committee, and your name was affixed in this liquidation report, and you have a signature in this liquidation report.
Yes, sir.
So you're aware.
I am aware of the paste copy of the liquidation report, but the supporting documents were not presented to me.
So it was not presented to you. You just signed it.
It was,
You're the chief accountant.
yes, sir, but it was just a formality that it should be covered by the liquidation report. But
No, but supposedly you're the chief accountant. You have checked.
But per joint circular, sir, it was stated that the liquidation report plus the supporting documents shall be submitted by the disbursing officer direct to the ICPAO without any presentation to the chief accountant.
Yung ICPAO po, saan po department under yun?
COA, yung Intelligence and Audit Office ng Intelligence and Confidential Funds.
COA, do you confirm it?
CR break lang po si Atty. Camora, sir.
So, okay. We'll wait for Atty. Zamora. So, ma'am, are you telling this committee na ministerial lang yung sa'yo?
Come again, sir.
Are you telling us na ministerial lang po kayo? Pumirma kayo dito without looking at the liquidation?
Honestly, yes, sir, I will say yes.
Oh, di may problema. Because if ever a case will be filed against dito po sa liquidation na may problema, pumirma ka dito, di part ka ng case.
But then again, sir, under the joint circular, it was clearly stated that the documents and supporting documents to the liquidation report shall be directly submitted to the COA. And it means that it will not pass through the accounting.
Oh, GMC, COA, pakicheck nga, shall.
Mr. Chair, With the indulgence of
Congressman
the
Acop,
Honorable-
you're recognized.
Madam Accountant, mukhang mali yata. If you read the joint circular, there's a provision there. Teka, hanapin ko. Kasi may kopya ko noon eh. Nakalagay doon, under paragraph 4.16, in case of misuse of the intelligence or confidential fund, and depending on the participation in the transaction, the budget officer, chief accountant, the treasurer, and the project officer may likewise be held accountable with the special dispersing officer. So you can be accountable, madam. It's a provision of the joint circular.
But then again, Your Honors, per provision 6.1.8.4, it was stated that the supporting document should be submitted by the... No, it's not. So sorry, again. That...
Mali yung binabasa mo.
Sir-
6.1.8.4?
My apologies, sir.
Oh, eh kasi mali eh.
Okay.
I have a copy of your circular here. Binabasa ko nga eh.
So it was under 6.2, the liquidation of the cash advance. It was stated under 6.2.2, all cash advances for CF and IF shall be liquidated within 30 days after every quarter and from the approved date, target date of completion. Submission of the liquidation report duly signed by the head of agency or SDO, approved by the head of agency, together with the supporting documents under section 6.2.3 hereof and listed in the covering transmittal letter of the LR. This shall be submitted directly to the ICPAO in a sealed envelope with a visible label confidential for ICPAO only through any of the following: registered mail courier and authorized licensed officers. So, under this provision, it was clearly stated or implied that the documents didn't pass through or were not reviewed by the accounting office.
So how do you reconcile that with paragraph 4.16? Sige nga. Kasi ini-excuse mo yung sarili mo because of a provision of the circular. But the same circular says that you can be accountable. How do you reconcile that?
It could be stated here, sir, but honestly, and as I didn't, it was not presented really to the accounting office, the supporting documents.
Hindi po yun ang tinatanong ko, madam. Ang tinatanong ko po, dinidepensa mo yung sarili mo using a provision of the circular, but the same circular states na ikaw ay accountable. How do you reconcile that? Kasi nasa akin yung kopya ng circular ninyo, ng COA, eh. Kaya nga ako nag-intervene dahil ini-excuse mo yung sarili mo sa liability. Pero the circular says that you can be liable. Diba? Yeah? You read 4.16. Wala pa yung COA eh.
May we know from the representative of COA to be clarified to us on the matter?
Your Honor, based on the documents from our confidential team, the liquidation report that was signed by Ms. Catalan, certified supporting documents complete and proper as the accounting unit. But then, if looking at the joint circular, it's stated there that the liquidation report in Annex E should be signed by the SDO, the accounting unit or the SDO, meaning SDO Special Disbursing Officer, who who was given the cash advance of the confidential fund, the special disbursing officer. So if she was not the SDO,
Ano po yung sinicertify ng accountant?
when she signed the liquidation report of the 37.5,
Certifying that.
the supporting documents complete and proper.
So, paano po ninyo sasabihin na complete kung hindi naman niya nakita? Could you please clarify us? Paano niya sasabihin na complete ang isang dokumento kung hindi naman niya nakita yung loob?
Miss
Parang
Catalan.
hindi po yata match.
Your Honor, it has to be Miss Catalan who will answer such.
Ma'am, how can you certify something as complete and proper if you did not verify what is the content of the documents?
Sir, it is a standard procedure that every liquidation document should be covered by a signed
No, but
liquidation.
that is common sense eh.
Yes, sir. But-
Paano po kayo magse-certify ng isang dokumento na complete and proper nang hindi nyo nakita? Hindi po ba kayo nagtaka na nagse-certify kayo ng isang dokumento na complete and proper pero hindi nyo naman nakikita yung laman ng loob?
Unfortunately, that was the case, sir.
Did you bother to ask the legal department or the COA na bakit kailangan dumaan pa po sa inyo? Bakit nyo kailangan i-certify ang isang bagay na hindi ninyo ini-inspeksyon o tinitingnan?
It was one of the requirements, sir, and I was made to sign that document, unfortunately.
Chairman, I could even ask...
Congressman Paduano,
yes, thank
please
you, Chairman.
continue.
And I asked Ms. Catalan, yung tenure of office niya since 2010 pa. And I think they're doing it since then without checking the liquidation report. And ano na po, pumirma lang. But ma'am, eto ngayon nandito sa akin yung GMC, yung binasa mo is 4.2. Eto mama, yung 6.3.3. Eto specific mandate of each and every officials is covered by this GMC. Ito, 6.3.3, the agency accountant. It's you, ma'am. Tama? And look at 6.3.3D, paragraph D. You are mandated to submit all disbursement vouchers for cash advance for intelligence and confidential activities / projects, with complete required supporting documents within 7 working days from release of the check. Oh. Hindi ba pwedeng sabihin na you're not accountable? Hindi mo rin pwedeng sabihin na diretsong ibigay sa COA. Because malinaw po sa mandate mo that you have to submit disbursement vouchers, confidential activities and projects with complete required supporting documents. Oh, within 7 days.
Can I respond, Your Honor? The 6.1.8.4 pertains to the pre-audit of the cash advance.
I'm telling about, no, that is not 6.8.4. I'm saying about the 6.3.3B.
6.3.
Inconsistent with the provision that was read by Chairman Akop. Your mandate. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, it is on record that that the chief accountant of the DepEd never bothered to check the liquidation report. He just signed it without looking at the details of such report. And it is on record, Mr. Chairman.
May I respond, Your Honor? This is the first time that we have encountered cash advances for confidential fund. But for the regular cash advances for regular funds, we always ensure that the documents attached to the liquidation of the cash advances were complete. But again, for this, this is the first time that we have encountered these cash advances for confidential fund, and the procedure seems quite different actually and honestly.
But of course, you have the joint memorandum circular, and there is a provision with regards to the mandate of the chief accountant, the SDO, and all other officials of agency. Malinaw po yun, ma'am. So, I think once again, Mr. Chairman, it's like to put on record na inamin po ng chief accountant ng DepEd na she never bothered to check the authenticity, the correctness of such liquidation report, Mr. Chairman.
Sir,
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am, please.
May I correct the word not bothered, that I did not bother to check the completeness of the documents. During that time, no matter how, this is the first time ngayon may cash advance ng confidential fund, but I was made to sign it. So,
You were made to sign it by whom?
because it is a requirement that the liquidation should be covered by the liquidation voucher.
What does this, ma'am? That is your mandate. And
Yes.
your statement that you signed it without looking at the details, di ba? And that is on record.
Yes, sir, it was...
O ano ngayon yung gusto mong i-explain?
Sir, I'm trying to explain that it was stated sa joint circular that it seems or implied that the documents, supporting documents, should be directly submitted to COA in sealed envelope.
And that is your interpretation, ma'am, that we have read the GMC.
Yes, sir.
Oh, now? What? Are you telling this representation that I'm wrong? And Chairman Akop?
No, sir, my apologies if you have misinterpreted what I'm trying to explain.
No, I did not misinterpreted you. You're telling me that my statement is not correct.
No, sir, I'm not saying, I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm trying to explain on why I signed that liquidation.
Oh, who tell you to sign the document? Are you forced to sign the document?
Not really forced, but I was
What, not really?
requested to sign the document.
Oh, you signed the document, but you never bothered to read this mandate of yours?
Ma'am, who ordered you to sign the document? Who ordered you to sign the document?
Not really ordered, but I was requested by...
Yes, who requested you to sign the document?
By ASEC Shine Paharda.
Sino po?
Si Assistant Secretary Shine Paharda.
Sunshine Fajarda. Okay.
ASIC, sa anong department po?
Department of Education po.
Ano, a specific na ano niya, position?
Office ng Secretary.
The office of the secretary. But he was not the signatory of this document, di ba? Only her husband. Tama?
It was...
Edward Farda signed it. BP signed it, and you signed it. But you were requested by Ms. Farda?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, all the more that we have to, Ms. Sunshine Farda should be present in the next hearing. Para po patutunahanan yung statement ni Ms. Catalan. Sabihin na natin, you were requested to sign it. So why did you sign it? As per request of Ms. Farda?
Yes, Your Honor, because it is needed as a covering letter or covering document to the liquidation documents, supporting documents.
Oo nga, pero sabi ko na nga, kaya ang statement ko kanina, you don't have bothered to check. Pumirma ka lang. Di ba? No, it's either it's your lapse or you were forced to sign it without checking all those liquidation report. Di ba, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
O, ano bang tama? Nagkamali ka lang? Nakaligtaan mo i-check? Or you were forced to sign it without checking the liquidation report?
It's hindi po nakaligtaan, but it is a needed document in the submission of the liquidation.
Of course, I know it. It is needed you have to sign it. But ang question is, siyempre accountable ka, ma'am, because of your mandate and your position, di ba? Now, sabi ko na, nakaligtaan mo or you were forced?
I was requested, sir.
Hindi nga. Saan ba? Nakaligtaan mo or you were requested? You were requested na firmahan ka agad without checking the liquidation report?
Yes, sir.
O, Mr. Chairman, again, kung anong word gagamitin, requested ba o she was forced to sign it without checking the liquidation report, ganun pa rin yun. Di ba? Ganun pa rin yun.
Ma'am, meron po akong isang tanong. Nakakatanggap po ba kayo ng envelope kay ASEC Paharta? Yung totoo po, ma'am. Remember, you are under oath. Aside from your allowance, from your regular budget, nakakatanggap po ba kayo ng envelope just like Yusek Mercado and Director Osias from ASEC Paharda?
Yes, sir.
Magkakano?
Minimal amount lang po.
Which is, how much po?
It's not even,
Magkano po?
it's 25,000.
25,000. How many times po? If you could recall.
9?
Ilan?
9 times.
9 times. From what month up to what month? Let me guess. From February to September?
I think so, sir.
So, nung September po, tumigil na.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just like Yusek Mercado. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, thank you po.
Mr. Chairman, lastly, Mr. I'd just like to manifest, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, Chairman, can I, last
Yes.
na lang po. Ma'am, actually, ma'am, talagang naawa din ako sa inyo. Kasi, tingnan mo, accountable ka dito. Sabi mo kanina, ni-request ka. Pero, ang labas pa rin, ganun eh. You were requested, but, tapos, medyo kalakaran na may lagayan sa loob. Kaya nga ako, ma'am, I want to just express my sympathy to you. Naawa talaga kami sa inyo. Napipilitan kayong permahan yung isang bagay na hindi tama. Ngayon kung may kaso, pag lumabas yung NDA, yung finality nun, tatamaan kayo dyan. Ano process? Ako, Mr. Chairman, sabi ko nga, naawa lang ako dito sa mga officials ng DepEd pag ganito yung kalakaran. Ngayon, dalawa na. Baka sunod, hindi lang dalawa. Di ba? Kaya, Mr. Chairman, at least ngayon, umamin na si ma'am, tama na ako. Okay na ako, Chairman. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Senior Deputy Speaker, Don Gonzales, you're recognized.
Ma'am, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to address my question to Ms. Catalan, ma'am, the accountant. Ma'am, Mr. Chairman, sigurado dumaan sa iyo itong check na to, di ba? You're the accountant. Yung 37.5 million. Tama mo ba?
Your Honor, hindi po dumaan sa akin yung cheque kasi ang napadala po sa amin ay voucher.
Tama. Meaning to say, the voucher is the basis sa preparasyon ng cheque. Di ba? No?
Yes, Your Honor.
And definitely, there is a date put in the voucher and they will follow that date in preparing the check. So the check was signed by, of course, Yusek Sevilla and Yusek Mercado. Ang napansin ko lang po dito, in your recollection, 2023 yung isang check, that was February 20, 2023. That's number 1 check for the 37.5. Number 2 check, I thought this is quarterly. Ang date po ng check is April 19, 2023. It falls down to 1 quarter. Isang quarter lang po yung dalawang check na issue. Ang pangatlong na check na issue po ng November 23, 2023. At hindi po, na-issue po pala yung pangatlong cheque is July 11, 2023. In your recollection, tama ho ba itong cheque and based on your obligation, on your voucher during the processes of the vouchers into check?
Parang tama po, Your Honor.
Tama. So, tama ho ba yung tanong ko na per quarter at dalawang cheque po yung ginawa niyong 37.5 in 1 quarter? Tama ho ba?
No, Your Honor. Per quarter po siya.
Per quarter is February.
February for the first quarter, and then yung April for the second quarter, and then yung July for the third quarter.
So tama ho ba?
Po.
Okay. So that is equivalent to 37.5 times 3. That is equivalent to 112.5 million. Number 2 question po. itong 125 million under Gina Acosta, ang date po ng check na is July 13, 2023. Halos nagkasabay lang po yung July 11 ng DepEd at saka yung July 13 ng OVP. Ang OVP is 125 million and the DepEd is 37.5 million. Kaya ang tinatanong ko po, wala na po yung land bank, umalis na? Kanina. Umalis na po yung land bank? So, meaning to say, ang July 11 at saka yung July 13, ang na-withdraw po is 37.5 million at saka yung 125 million. Tama ho ba sa, ay, di po kayo ting OVP pala, DepEd kayo. May OVP ba dito? OVP? Sa management, na po? Wala. Kasi kung tignan mo itong dalawang cheque, isang mukha lang po ito 2 days lang po ang diferensya. July 11 and July 20, 2023 of the amount of 37.5 and 125 million. Kaya tinatanong ko po sana yung land bank, kaso wala na. Next hearing ko na lang po, Mr. Chairman, tanungin. Kasi tatanungin ko siya kung paano niya na-withdraw itong tatlong cheque at saka itong 125 million. So, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, SDS.
Chairman. Interject
Yes,
Congressman Lara, please. Yes, yung tanong chairman ni SDS Dong para sa OVP, I think nandito si Attorney Puga, baka pwede niyang sagutin yung tanong ni DS Dong.
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
if I may
nandito
be-
ang OVP, former din naman.
Mr. Chair, if I may be recognized. Wala pa po kasi ako sa OVP nung 2023. I was with DepEd at that time, sir. So, I really wouldn't know kung ano yung nangyari dyan.
Ano po kasi dating nakita ko lang po itong cheque
Opo.
na yung date kasi halos magkapareho po yung date.
Yeah, opo.
So July 11, 2023, yung last check na 37.5 at saka July 13, 2023, yung 125 million.
Opo.
So meaning to say,
Malapit. Opo.
summation of that two equivalents to sum.
Yes, sir.
Yun po yung sinasabi.
But, yun po. Unfortunately, sir, I got out of DepEd nung nag-resign si VP, which was already July 2024.
Andito pala yung land bank. Sorry na.
Diyan na po yung land bank.
Sorry ma'am, nakabalik kayo, di ba? Magtatanong ko lang sana kung itong Edward Paharda, kasi po ako nagtanong to last hearing, di ba yung cheque, papaingkas, ikaw ang branch manager, di ba? Pag ipapaingkas mo yung cheque, nakaprepare yung pera, bigay mo sa counter. Pag binigay mo yung pera sa counter, may papipirma po kayo sa kanya, di ba? Yung receive the amount of this, and sa likod ng cheque, pipirma pa po si Mr. Paharda. Tama ho ba?
Yes, sir. The client will sign as acknowledgement na
And at the back of the check,
yung cheque. The cash.
the cash. So, pwede nyo kaming bigyan nung receiving copy, nung tatlong receiving copy ng from Land Bank, yung 37.5 million.
We will check our records,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am. Thank you. Tapos, ma'am, number 2, itong kay Gina Acosta na 125 million, sabi nyo kanina sa Show Boulevard po to, pinahingkas. Pwede po, yung sino nag-receive nitong July 13, 2023, na pinahingkas po niya yung 125 million. At yung July 11, na pinahingkas naman ni Edward Parda under your branch. Para ipagsusog lang po natin yung dalawang cheque. Pwede ba?
We will check our records,
Thank you,
sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask the question to Ms. Catalan. Do you realize your accountability on this and consequence of what you did, Ms. Catalan?
Yes, Your Honor.
I would like to ask once again, were you requested or were you pressured?
I was requested, sir.
You were requested. You were not pressured at all. Come on, tell us the truth here.
I was requested, sir, in a nice way.
Thing is this, you received an envelope 9 times, am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that not a form of pressure?
Honestly, sir, the first time I met or I talked with...
Have you ever asked, why are you being given an envelope?
Yes, sir. I asked her. But
What was the answer?
it's just an allowance from the Vice President.
Was that?
It was just an allowance from the Vice President. Actually, I
Is
asked
that
allowance.
is that liquidated, or is that recorded, or is just given to you? Because it's a bit different when you say allowance and it's just an envelope given to you. Am I right?
Sir, the first time I received it, I honestly asked Shine, Ma'am, is it part of the confidential fund? Sabi niya, no. It was just an allowance from the Vice President. So, for me, honestly, I received it knowing that it was not part of the
Who gave you
confidential fund.
that? Who gave you the envelope?
ASEC, Sunshine Fajarda.
Who requested you to sign the accounting report?
It was also ASEC Shine Fajarda.
Therefore, if it was ASEC Fajarda who requested you, as you said, to sign, and she is also the one that gave you the envelopes, would you not think that it's a form of pressure on your part? Come on, but please tell us the truth here. Because look, I think you know what I mean, isn't it? I do not think that you are going to receive envelopes from the same person that requested you without you realizing the pressure of signing it. Ms. Catalan.
Your Honor, at the first giving of the envelope, I honestly asked ASEC Shine if it is part of the confidential fund. Sabi niya, hindi, this is just an allowance from the Secretary. So I trusted her word for that. And without any thinking na it was really part of the confidential fund, honestly on my part. So I received it honestly on my part without any na it was part of the confidential fund.
I am saying this to you because alam mo, talagang my heart goes out to you, Ms. Catalan. You know, I think it would be best that you know, in your own heart, you have been pressured because you received the envelopes. They're not only being requested. You have been pressured because you received envelopes thinking that they are just allowances, but you know it is never recorded. It is not part of the budget that was given to the OVP or the Department of Education. It's not part. Did you sign a voucher for it?
No, Your Honor.
See? I mean, so what I'm saying is this. Those 9 envelopes you received is a form of pressure on your part or on the part of the same person that asked you to sign. Ms. Catalan. Am I right? Yes or no? No. Yes or no?
Maybe, Your Honor.
No, there's not maybe. It's yes, isn't it? Am I right?
Maybe, Your Honor.
Am I pressuring you now? Am I pressuring you now?
I'm so nervous right now, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair.
The Chair would like to recognize the presence of the Honorable Jude Asidre, the Deputy Majority Leader from Tingog Party List.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
this
Congressman
will be my
Paduano.
last manifestation, Mr. Chairman. Just I want to put in the record that in today's hearing, Ms. Catalan, the head accountant, chief accountant of DepEd, admitted that indeed he was, as the term being used by her is being requested to sign, but of course, tumanggap din po ng extra si Ms. Catalan. Now, but on the previous hearing, Mr. Chairman, I just want to put in record that it is not only Catalan na tumanggap ng ang sobre. Attorney Wases or Cias also admitted. Now, even Attorney Michael Wesley Poa, nandito ngayon, admitted also, but that was December, only December. But he still admitted that he received some amount from the Vice President. And of course, Miss Gloria Jumamil also, Mercado. Si Ma'am, bit-bit niya pa yung mga sobre, no? Yung original na mga sobre. At nandito ngayon, no? In possession natin. And of course, lahat na to is galing from Miss Sunshine Farda na heya ni BP, at the same time asawa nung SDO ng Office of the Vice President in relation to confidential fund. So as of now, apat na po ng mga officials ng Vice President na umamin na tumatanggap po ng sobre galing sa Vice President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's all.
Mr. Chair?
Congressman Sia Alonso.
I yield to the senior.
Yes,
I just have a few
with the
questions, but I yield to
indulgence of, Congressman
but I yield
Sia,
to Chairman.
The Chair would like to recognize Congressman Akop.
Thank you. Madam Catalan, dadagdagan ko yung pagka-nervyos mo. Nag-iisip lang ako dun sa sinabi mo na noong binigyan ka ng unang sobre, sinabi mo kagad, ang tanong mo kagad galing ba ito sa confidential fund? Tama po ba yung pagkarinig ko?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bakit ganun ang tanong mo?
Because honestly, I'm wondering ba't ako bibigyan. And during...
Ngayon,
it was after
honestly,
the...
tanong ka kung bakit ka binibigyan. Ano ang sagot doon sa tanong mo na yun?
But I was made to understand by ASEC China, it is an allowance from the secretary.
Kayo po yung accountant, di po ba?
Yes,
Matanong
sure.
ko po kayo, saan po nanggaling na pondo, ang source of fund, nung allowance na binigay sa inyo?
And I didn't have the courage to ask for that
Uy,
anymore.
tinanong mo, you had the courage to ask, galing ba ito sa confidential fund? Tapos you did not have the courage to ask, saan galing yan kung hindi galing sa confidential fund? Di po ba?
Sure, Honor.
Di ba may lakas kang loob na tanungin, galing ba ito sa confidential fund? Pero hindi mo tinanong nung sinabi niya, hindi galing sa confidential fund yan. Saan galing? Di ba dapat yun ang sunod na tanong? Following your line of questioning. Kasi, madam, it is irrelevant whether you're aware of what you have signed or not. Kasi under the circular, you can be also liable. You cannot escape that. Kasi, sa dami ng inimbestigahan ko, basta nakikita yung signature, na nandun yung signature, papailan ka ng kaso ng investigador. Di ba? Kaya nagkukuhan ako dun sa you were brave enough to ask kung galing sa confidential fund. Kasi, nasa isip mo na dun sa pinirmahan mo, dun manggagaling yung pondo na binibigay sa iyo as an allowance. Di ba? Yun na napasok sa isip mo na binigyan ka ng allowance sa pagpirma mo dahil sa confidential fund. Sa pag-clear o liquidate ng confidential fund. Di ba, Iha?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And you didn't know that because of your signature, pwede kang lumubog. Tama? Iha?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sige. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank
Mr.
you.
Chair, with the indulgence of Congressman Adjong, in
Congressman
relation to
Abante,
what
you are recognized.
Congressman Akop said, I remember some years ago, Mr. Chair, that when the Vice President was still in the DepEd, that there is a rule that she made, no gift policy. Am I right, Attorney Poa?
Yes, Your Honor. That is correct, Your Honor.
That's the rule. No gift policy. Do you remember that, Ms. Catalan?
Yes, Your Honor.
So why is she giving envelopes? If the rule in her office is no gift policy. Therefore, even the Vice President would think that whenever a gift is given, that's bribery. That it's subtle bribery. Ms. Catalan.
Maybe.
Not maybe. Sabi mo sa akin, no gift policy. So therefore, if the vice president said that there is no gift policy, therefore she is trying to avoid any kind of a bribery or a corruption in his part. Attorney Powa, can you please, do you believe that?
Well, yes, I do believe that, Your Honor, because even as OSEC, when I was in OSEC, no gifts talaga kami from anyone. No gifts. No gift policy was in place.
So, see, nakita niyo yung answer ng dating spokesperson ni Vice President, am I right? That's the reason why I'm asking you if you are pressured. Siguro kinakailangan, sabihin mo na rito sa amin, you were pressured because of the allowances given to you. Oo. Hindi nyo na kinakailangan pagtakpan pa yung nagbigay sa iyo eh. Ikaw, Miss Catalan, ikaw po ang accountable dito, ikaw ang kawawa dito. You do not even need to protect those that gave to you the envelopes. Because the fact is this, when the rule in the Vice President's office is no gift policy, she would think that to be corruption. Oh, therefore, yung pagbigay ng allowance sa iyo is actually subtle bribery. Hindi po ba?
But according kasi kay Attorney Shine during that time, it came from the secretary and who was really just maybe, he was just grateful dun sa performance namin. So I considered it not really a form of bribery. Or I was not pressured to sign the liquidation voucher, but I was requested to sign it, sir.
I'm not going to, in any way try to convince you otherwise, Ms. Catalan. What I'm just trying to say is, when the rule of the Vice President is no gift policy. In fact, hindi nga siya tumatanggap ng gift sa amin eh, kahit nabigyan namin siya eh. Hindi siya tumatanggap eh. Ngayon, kung siya mismo hindi tumatanggap, ba siya nagbibigay sa inyo? As a form of gratitude. That's your duty, Ms. Catalan. Whether there is no envelope given as a form of gratitude, it's your duty to do your job. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's what I'm saying. Mr.
Congressman Sia, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just like to do some follow-ups on the questions of the chairman. Ms. Catalan, I'd like to know, I think this has already been asked of you, pero I'd like to know, how long have you been working in DepEd?
I've been with the department for almost 36 years, sir.
36 years. As a accountant, no, familiar naman po kayo sa trabaho ninyo for the past 3 decades. Alam niyo po yung differences between incentives, bonuses, allowances, hindi ho ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
And when you say bonuses and all of these categories, merong pinagkukunan po ng pondo dyan, di ba? Nakalaan naman po yan, no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you enlighten me po, because according to your responses, you treat this regular, I don't know how to label it, but as a gift, no? Just for the lack of a better term, kasi hindi mo po ma-pinpoint kung saan talaga galing yon. Pwede niyo po sabihin, clarify sa amin kung based on your experience, kasi alam naman po natin may mga bonuses yan, eh, di ba? Sa mga regular employees. In fact, before the end of this year, mayroon talagang bonus packages yan binibigay. And mayroon namang incentives, no? Can you at least distinguish based on your work, job description on how you appreciate the differences of this? Pag sinabi mo pong allowance, saan regular na kinukuha na pondo yan?
Normally, sir, pag regular po siya, at saka yung normal siya sa appropriation or standards appropriation sa personal services ng agency.
Okay, sa personal services. Pag sinabi niyo pong mga incentives dun sa mga empleyado, because I believe there are also some employees who have, gone beyond what is expected of them, exemplary yung kanilang mga tinatrabaho, kaya nabibigyan sila ng incentives doon. Meron din ho kayong ganyan at saan po nakukuha din ho yan na category?
Sa DepEd, there was no line
Wala
item
po.
for incentives.
Walang incentives. So what about bonuses po?
Bonuses meron po, sir, sa personal services po
Sa
siya.
personal services, okay. So these allowances and these bonuses are regular funding.
Yes.
Tama po
Yes,
ba?
sir.
O, kasi
Yes,
alam
Your
niyo po
Honor.
pinagkukunan. So would you say po itong experience niyo for the past 36 years, has there any instance where a former or previous secretary have also done similar gifts or allowances, as you may call it, prior to the one that is now, but prior to the incumbency of then Secretary Duterte?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So, would it be safe to assume, Mr. Chair, that this is something irregular? Kasi ang sabi niyo po, the allowances and as well as yung mga bonuses are regular fundings. There are line items under your budget, kasi accountant kayo, at doon nakukuha. So, it's a regular funding, no? According to you, there has never been for the past 3 decades of your work, your stay in DepEd, there has never been any instance where there's an administrative policy of your department that says pwede kayong magbigay regularly ng mga sobre sa mga empleyado. So that's sometimes something irregular, hindi ho ba?
Sir, I was made to understand that the allowance came from
But
the
you have already,
secretary
yes, but you have
personally.
already described to us that the appreciation of allowances is actually based on irregular funding that is allotted to. So what else can you describe that kind of pabuya, halimbawa, o pagbibigay sa inyo? Since according to you, hindi naman siya nagpo-fall as an allowance.
I was made to understand that it came from her personally.
Yeah.
Personal money niya. I was made to understand that it came from the personal money of the secretary.
Okay, so was there any instance, for example, na sabi nga ni Manong Romy kanina, what made you first ask si attorney na ito ba'y galing sa confidential funds, hindi ho ba? That's your initial eh. Ibig sabihin, you already had a prejudgment that this may come from the confidential funds. And then later on, you were made to believe, according to you, that it's come from the budget of the OVP. Personal budget of the OVP. Sa inyo po bang palagay? I'm just asking you now, not as a consultant, but as a regular, average-minded person. Sa inyo palagay, kaya ho ba yun ng isang tao nang magbigay ng ganung regularly ng amount based ho doon sa sitwasyon nung nagbibigay? In this case, Secretary, just your
Sa akin, sir, kasi kaya naman niya kasi malaki naman sweldo ng secretary.
Okay, so ang palagay niyo doon doon sa inyo napupunta yung kanyang sa palagay niyo yon.
Yun, sir, honestly. Yun ang palagay ko. Kaya I was made to understand that it came from the personal money of the secretary.
Okay, so gusto ko lang po malaman na Ms. Catalan, how often did you receive these funds? I mean this
Monthly.
Monthly, so ilang months po kayo nag-receive ng ano?
February to...
So when did it start? When did it start? Kasi sinabi niyo confidential fund. When did it start? When the confidential fund was requested? When was the confidential fund requested again?
The first issuance of the confidential fund was around February.
So when did you receive the allowance?
After the release of the cash.
Okay, so that made you think
Yes,
that it's a confidential.
yes.
But prior to the confidential fund, you were never received any.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so hindi mo masasabi na galing personal money niya yun.
Again, I trusted.
Yeah, but you said, Ms. Catalan, that you made to understand that it was malaki naman ng sweldo niya. So bakit nung umupo siya, hindi na siya nag-start magbigay? Bakit nag-start siya magbigay nung first na na-release na rin yung confidential funds? I think that's what made you think that it's part of the confidential funds. Again, Mr. Chair, just a manifestation na sabi nga, it's something irregular. It does not happen, no? In the previous, it did not happen prior to the release or request of the confidential funds. That would be all, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Abante.
nakatanggap po kayo ng 9 envelopes na nagkakahalaga ng 25,000 each, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
That would be around almost 250,000 all in all. Contain yan
to 25.
225,000. So, alam niyo po, that is 225,000 in all. Alam niyo yon.
Yes, Your Honor.
And kailan po natapos yon? Na pagbibigay?
September po.
September of last year?
2023, Your Honor.
September of 2010.
2023. Your Honor.
2023. Oo. Kailan po natapos ang pag-release ng confidential fund?
Third quarter, Your Honor.
Ng
I cannot-
2023.
July po yung release ng check for the third quarter.
Of 2023,
Yes, sir,
correct?
Your Honor.
Oo. So, hindi pa kayo nakahalata na that's part of the of your responsibility of signing. Yun nakukuha niyong allowances. Remember, ha? Tingnan nyo, ha? Maigi. 225,000. Alam nyo, pinilang nyo. You counted it. Sa yun lang po.
Your Honor, may I be
Ngayon, ikaw, bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan ka ng komento sa ibaba at atin pong babasahin isa-isa.